Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. John once again, and I always appreciate you guys checking out our videos. Today we're out in beautiful Buckeye, Arizona. We're all the way out in the West Valley. The reason we're out here is because one of our clients actually just purchased a home over here. And the reason they purchased in Buckeye, which by the way is the second largest by area in, I should say, as the Arizona suburbs goes. So it's growing, it's very family oriented. About 115,000 people live here. Like I was mentioning, the people that bought out here were from California. They're going to keep their house in California. This is a lot short of a distance instead of having to go all the way down to the East Valley. Great thing about this area right here, these homes by Lennar, is that they're a lot more affordable. Prices are ranging around $350 up to about $525, $550. So a lot of great options for you and your family. Let's go ahead and get inside because it's a little hot and we'll continue inside. So just to recap a little bit about this development here at Ventana by Lennar, there's going to be actually 4 different collections, 18 different floor plans. We're actually inside their 2-story, which is kind of rare for Lennar. The only time we've ever seen a 2-story is over by Avalon in Mesa. They're more kind of like townhome-ish style homes with smaller patios. These actually have lots behind them. The lots here are going to range anywhere from about 4,600 to about 7,100 square feet, just to give you guys an idea. You see some of the drone shots. There's not going to be a pool in here, but there's going to be a playground, some parks, some walkways. It's a little bit over 400 homes in here. So we're going to get into this, this collection, these homes. Remember, the incentives are always changing. Lennar always has great incentives. Just please reach out to us, give us a phone call, shoot us a text or an email so we can give you all updated pricing, whether you're looking for a next-gen home or maybe your very first home. Please just reach out to us. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button.
So real quick, we always like to break down, exactly where we're at, distances to things that you're going to be utilizing if you do live in this community. So as far as where we're at Broadway and Watson. You're going to get off on the I-10 at Watson. There's an exit right there. And then you're only, I think, a little less than 3 miles from the actual community. So freeway access is pretty darn good, not bad at all. As far as distances to things, if you're going to go up to maybe Westgate, check out a Cardinals game, or maybe you like that little area for entertainment, that's only about 30 to 40 minutes, just depends on traffic. Now, if for traveling or for work or just for leisure, to get to Sky Harbor, you're looking at about 50 minutes. To get to Mesa Gateway, that's a pretty far distance from here because that's on the east side, but that's about an hour and 15 minutes. And then, if you do need to get over to the East Valley, which you probably won't be that much if you're living on this side of town, but like for me today, it took about an hour to get from Gilbert. Mesa's about an hour. Obviously, if you're going to go down to Santan, that's a haul from here. That's, hour and 20 minutes from here. So keep that in mind where we're at. As far as hospitals go, you got some great options within 3 to 5 miles of here. So no worries there. Lastly, around here,
Don't forget about Costco.
Costco, that's a very good point. Costco is only about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, so not bad, especially in the summer months. You don't have to rush too much getting your groceries home when it's 110 out, but that's a breakdown of where we're at. It's a nice little area here. Buckeye's growing. There's about 115,000 people out here now. Lou mentioned in the intro, as far as area acres go, it's actually the second biggest suburb in the valley. So there's going to be a lot of growth, continuation. There's a lot of builders around here. So if you're not a fan of just Lennar, let us know, because like I just said, there's probably 10 builders within, several miles of here. So that's going to be the breakdown, and let's keep moving.
So now as we get into this Pacifica, this is their 2-story. Going to have actually 6 bedrooms. It's going to have 3 bathrooms in a 2-car garage. It's also going to have 1 bedroom downstairs, which is great for in-laws. Remember, as soon as you walk into the front door, it's actually got a decent size width hallway once you walk in. This is going to be the door to the 2-car garage. Your stairs to go upstairs are going to be right back over here. As soon as you walk in, this is going to be obviously the main attraction, your dining room, your kitchen, and your living room. Now, obviously, starting off at $426, you're not gonna have chef kitchens in here, but remember, 6 bedrooms. So for people that have a larger family, this is gonna be great. Speaking of families and kids in schools, the Buckeye Unified School District for schools is rated a B. The elementary schools here are rated a C+. But remember, your kids can go to any school they want to. There's a lot of charter schools, or a lot of really, really good schools in this area. So remember, like I mentioned before, this is a very, very family-orientated area with some great parks and lakes, which John will get into that shortly. But this is your kitchen, obviously the gas stove, which I always love. Great thing about Lennar too, it always comes with the blinds in the house and typically all of the appliances. So this is the bedroom that's downstairs. Now the bedrooms, remember, are not going to be huge, but for the people that have a lot of kids, a lot of family, maybe showing up or visiting you, this is a good size house. Then this is the first full bathroom that's downstairs. So once again, like all new homes, they always have some great storage. This is going to be the pantry, which is not huge, but it's a good size for you. And then on this side, under the stairs, there's always storage. So you'll have some nice storage under these stairs over here. Christmas tree, which before you know it, it'll be Christmas. And then the back door is locked, so we can't really show you the backyard, but this is what a home that's a 2-story, that's how big your lot's gonna be. Remember, when you purchase a home, it's just gonna be graded dirt, so you can actually put your own pool in your backyard. Remember, they're starting off anywhere from 4,600 to 7,100 square feet, so you will have some room in some of these lots to be able to put a pool, nice little pergola, fire pit, or maybe even a hot tub. Let's go ahead and check out the upstairs. So coming upstairs to the Pacifica, you got a decent sized loft, not too big, but still big enough to put a little desk in here, or maybe even a little sofa. I have an extra TV room up here for the kids. But as soon as you walk upstairs, your very first right, you're gonna have your primary suite, master bedroom. Now, John and I were thinking these are gonna be a lot smaller bedrooms. They're actually not that bad, and especially for the price of the home at $426,000, you really can't go wrong. Decent sized walk-in closet. Still have your double sink, your stand-up shower. We'll get outside of the primary suite. The next room right over, probably be perfect for a nursery for a nice little newborn baby to keep you up all night. Like we mentioned, the rooms are not that small. We were expecting them to be a lot smaller, but that's the first spare bedroom. Then you're gonna have 3 more down here. Remember, a total of 6 bedrooms. And of course, your laundry room. And there you can see the other full bathroom that's upstairs next to the spare bedrooms.
So the next model up on this rung out here at Ventana, you're gonna hit the Solana. This is gonna be a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, single-story home. This is gonna start right at the 372 mark. It's right around 1,600 square feet, 1,609 to be exact. Now this one, it's laid out maybe a little different. Some might not, some might like it, some maybe not a huge fan of this house, but the way it is, it's kind of more on the long side. It's not a real wide home. So the way they have it set up, right away you kind of have your little kitchen table, dining area. And then you're gonna hit your kitchen, and then on the back is, of course, your family room. The kitchen is not bad though. I mean, it's got a lot of cabinet space. It's got plenty of counter space too, actually. What I do like about the kitchen is it's got this peninsula counter, and then it's got the island. So actually, if you're someone that likes to cook, but doesn't want a real big house, this actually is a pretty good setup in here.
Yeah, John and I were just talking that we wish they had these kind of pricing over in the East Valley sometimes, because you get into a house for $370, especially with Lennar's incentives, that's a pretty good deal.
So here's your family room, obviously your little slider. You don't have a big patio out back. We can't go out back in these just because the doors are locked on all these models, but here's gonna be what's considered your pantry. It's not a walk-in, as you can tell, but you do have some decent shelving in here. Once again, it is doable for a smaller home, but that's going to be kind of the main space of this home. On the back side, I guess since we're down here, this is going to be the master over here. And of course, your master bathroom. Neither are huge, but once again, what more do you really need? Inside the master, you do have some linen room out here, closet. We did this a little bit maybe reversed, but up front here, your first right is going to be the 2 spare bedrooms, a nice full bath for those people to share, and then you're going to have your laundry room that goes right out to the 2-car garage. Now in this home, you do have the 7-foot interior doors. You got the 9-foot ceilings in here. Lennar always does a good job as far as energy efficient. Like most of the new builders, they all do a pretty good job when it comes to that at this point. So once again, we can't get outside. These are all locked just for liability reasons, but what you're working with here, it's another smaller patio. As you can tell, it's not a real big overhang, so that might be a little bit of a downside. These lots, once again, they go from about 4,600 up to 71, 7,200. So not a huge yard, probably not going to put a pool in there, but big enough for a hot tub, little outdoor kitchen area. So that's the lot. That's the Solana once again.
Remember, we always like to point out a couple tips for you besides liking and subscribing, which we hope that you do because we do these videos every week, sometimes twice a week, to give you guys a better understanding of what Arizona has to offer, not only in resale homes, but also for new homes. We're always out in the valley, either the east side or the west side. But a couple tips, always go into buying a home with some sort of representation. John and I, we hope that's us. We're both from the Midwest. We like to say it how it is. We speak our minds. We're not going to give you a lot of fluff. We're just going to tell you our own opinion of what we think is the best for you and your family, and you guys can determine from there, of course. So always going to buy a home with some sort of representation. Please feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text message or an email, or even within our description, you can also set up a Zoom call so we can kind of meet face-to-face, go over what your real estate goals are here, whether you're looking to buy now or in 6 months or a year from now, just reach out to us so we can kind of put you on the right path in terms of what communities you want to buy, or if you're looking for specific school districts, we can help you out with that. Second tip is always make sure that you get a home inspection on the home. John and I, we pick up that tab for our clients, always get a third-party home inspector, especially even on new homes. You'll be surprised at the things that we found. We sold a lot of houses, especially new homes, so there's always little kinks or quirks. We like to make sure that when you purchase the home, you move into the home, you don't have to have any worries. And then remember, at the 1-year mark, the builder will come back in and do little touch-ups that need to be, whether it's settlement cracks or this or that, they'll take care of that at that point. So that's just another reminder. Make sure you also check out our Google business page. You can click this link up here at the top. You can click on that. You can see what other people are saying about John and I and how we like to treat our clients like family. We've actually become very good friends, almost like family to a lot of our clients. We've been invited to their weddings, stuff like that. So please just reach out to us. Hope everyone's having a good day, and let's continue on this video. So now we're going to be checking out the Coronado. This is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage, 1411 square footage. Now, speaking of Coronado, I think about Coronado Beach. A lot of people like to buy in the West Valley that are coming from California because it's a lot closer to LA. The time to get from here to LA is right around 5 hours. So you're a little bit closer. So if you're going to be going back and forth to visit family, the West Valley might be a little bit better for you, and also for budget-wise and more price-friendly homes. So as soon as you walk in, it's got a much different layout. This one is going to be starting off right around the 380 mark, 389 mark. They have a couple quick move-in ready homes right now. Remember, the quick move-in homes are always the ones that you get the best deals on. So just keep that in mind. They're the ones that are always giving out, the best incentives when it either comes to closing costs or even financing options. When, obviously the builder wants to get rid of the homes that are already built, just get them off their books. So you walk in, always storage, you got a little coat closet. We definitely don't need that today, but we will in a couple of months. Here's your kitchen, a little bit of a different layout. Then right around that corner is going to be your laundry room and the door to your 2-car garage. You do have a pantry right here, not huge, but decent size. This is great for a starter home. So instead of renting, you can actually build some equity, actually move into a house, probably for right around the same price that most people are paying rent now. If you guys have any questions about financing mortgages, I've done mortgages, or I did mortgages for a very long time back in Chicago. So if you guys have any questions on what the minimum down payment is, what your credit score is, what you need to have in reserves, feel free to just give us a call or shoot us a message and I can get that information over to you, or we can get that information over to you. Scooting down a little bit further, you're going to hit your primary bedroom, which is a decent size. And I think the reason that this one's a little bit more than the one we just saw previously, the Solana, is because of lot size. The lot size in this one's definitely bigger, actually big enough to put a pool in. So this is your master bathroom, decent sized closet. Remember, just keep this in mind. This is not my favorite. It doesn't look that bad, but this is something you could do down the road. John and I, we have those contacts for you for either wanting to retile your bathroom, your shower. You always remove this and actually tile it and put some nice glass doors, but that's a lot less expensive to do it after. Even if you could do it with the builder, I wouldn't necessarily maybe advise to do it because we're going to charge you a lot more. John and I, we have the landscapers for you, people to hang up the ceiling fans, especially for the people that are coming from out of town or out of state, I should say. You don't have those references or those referrals anymore. John and I, we vetted all these people, so you'll be very happy to have some good contractors working for you. So we kind of skipped around a little bit. We showed you the master bedroom first, but right when you walk in, you're going to have your 2 spare bedrooms and a full bathroom on this side. Now, once again, we can't get to the backyard. They have these closed for liability reasons, especially with the pool in the backyard. But this gives you an idea on this home. That's why this one's a little bit more expensive than the Solana we just showed you. You can actually put a pool in this backyard. It's got a lot more room. It's not a huge pool, but remember, bigger pool, more maintenance, more chemicals. So this is a great size yard, especially for a home that's starting off for right around 380 grand. Actually all in. Remember, that comes with appliances, blinds, great insulation, and who knows what the incentives will be when you reach out to us. That's why it's always important to like and subscribe so you can keep seeing our videos. So when new things pop up, you'll be the first to know. So just to give you an idea of what there is to do out here with your family when you get out, because remember, there's not a community pool in here, but there's a lot of great things within maybe 20 or 30 minutes of this community. There is the Sundance Town Center, which is about 9 minutes away, with pretty much every shopping store that you need in terms of Lowe's or Home Depot or restaurants. There's gas stations. All the banks you need is literally about 9 minutes away. You also have the White Tank Mountains, which actually is about 30 minutes away for camping and hiking. That's not too bad. There's also 2 other parks, or actually 3 other parks that have hiking and campsites, which will be the Skyline Regional Park. The next one will be the Hidden Lake, which is only about 15 minutes away. The cool thing about the Hidden Lake, which is 15 minutes away, it's a 60-acre lake, which you could do boating, fishing on, camping. They have a live music venues that they have there all the time, so that's pretty cool for the family. And then last would be North Lake, which is about 20 minutes away, with a fishing lake, really nice walkways for the family. So there's always something to do to get out of the house and enjoy this beautiful area.
So the last 2 models out here are both going to be next-gen options, which, as we know, has become very popular. And what I mean by next-gen is it's going to have basically a separate living quarters, whether that's your parents, grandparents, in-laws that might be living with you. They got their own full kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, and even washer and dryer. So it's really great for people because, as we know, everything's gotten so expensive these days. Senior living, facilities. A lot of people just can't even afford those. So that's why these have become so popular. Now, we have done the Trillium quite a few times in our other videos, so go check out our other Lennar videos in the East Valley, whether that was up at Blossom and Apache, down in Santana at Bella Vista, or Madera in Queen Creek. They all have the Trillium. They have the Revolution, which is also next gen. And then this one we're gonna check out, I believe for the first time on the channel, which is the Latitude. So one other next gen option that Lennar has that I forgot to mention is the Explorer option. And that's got an RV garage, which is really great. Eventually we'll get to filming some of those. But anyways, back to this one is the Latitude. It's a little more condensed compared to like the Trillium and Revolution. Right when you walk in, you're gonna have 2 spare bedrooms up front, a nice full bathroom. Now this one does still have 2 garage door accesses, so the people that are in the next gen area, they can walk right into the next gen from the garage. And then also the people that live in the main house, they have a door coming from the garage too. So, you know, if you were renting it out, say to like a traveling nurse, they do have their own kind of in and out, so they wouldn't have to come through the main portion of the home. This is going to be the garage door for the people that live in, obviously, the main portion of the house. The next gen on this one is 641 square feet of the total house. The total home is 2105 in square footage. There's going to be 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in the main house. And then there's going to be a bedroom, a full kitchen, a full bathroom, you know, a nice closet, living room area for this next gen. As you can see, this is pretty much everything you need. It's very comparable to like a 1-bedroom type apartment. Side door. Some of these might have bigger lots depending on what series you're in to give you a little bit more side yard patio area. But that one, as you can tell, it's got a little area to go outside, maybe have a grill for who's ever utilizing this portion of the home.
And those usually have a gas stub outside.
Typically they do, yeah. So, and then once again, just to remind you, I know Lou probably mentioned it at this point, but all the appliances are gonna come included. The only appliances Lennar hasn't been including recently is the washer and dryer in the main house. But to be honest, the washer and dryer package they have isn't that great. So a lot of people might prefer to get their own anyways. But what is nice about Lennar is it's an easy buying experience compared to some of the other builders. The price you see is the price you're gonna pay. And like I just said, all appliances, window coverings, it's all there. So it makes it easy for the consumer. Coming down the hallway when you first walk in the front door, you're gonna hit the main space of the home after those front bedrooms that we already showed you. This is the kitchen. It's pretty good size. It's pretty comparable to the Revolution model, kind of a peninsula style countertop.
You could tell that this is definitely an upgrade just because of the 42-inch cabinets.
Yep. So that's gonna once again depend on the series you get into with the cabinets. Some they might spec out just differently. As far as like cabinet colors, if you're wondering, they have a few different packages between the homes they do. So there are options if you're more of a white cabinet person or a darker. But nice sitting area, kitchen, table, dining, pretty good size in here. But that's gonna be this area. We didn't show it, but the pantry is gonna be right off the counter here. Not too bad. You know, it's not a huge walk-in, but it's got plenty of shelving in there.
You could walk in there.
You could. It's not very far. And then on the back side of the house, you're gonna have your master bedroom. Right outside the master there, you got another closet for all your linens. Good size master suite here. I like the windows on both sides of the bed. Gives it plenty of light coming in.
And once again, you got the upgraded taller doors.
Yep, you got the upgraded the flooring in this one too with the porcelain wood look. Now remember, they're not gonna ever tile the bedrooms. It's always gonna be carpet. But during the process, before you close, we can always find out where they get the tile, figure out how much you need and get that picked up. That way you get the same dye lot, so it's not a variation in the color. Can get that knocked out. As Lou already said, we have people that can install that for you.
And that's actually another reason why we're out here, because the clients who just bought in California want us to do that for them.
They need the tile. Now that's gonna be this video. I don't think we're actually gonna go through the Trillium just because we've done it, like I said, quite a few times. So if you're interested, just check out the video up here. That's one of the first tours we do. It's a great house, great next gen, and that's, like I said, in various areas around the valley. To give you a quick little breakdown of cost-wise, just to kind of compare and show you how much better a deals you can get out here. We just had clients, like Lou said, from California, buy this house for $515 because they paid cash. If you don't pay cash, it's gonna be a little more, so probably like around $525 or so to finance this house. And then compared to like the East Valley where we've already done, up at Blossom Rock and Apache Junction, this same home is gonna go for $680. Down in Queen Creek, it's gonna go for actually in the sevens, probably, you know, mid sevens or so. And then down in Santan, Bella Vista is gonna be around $580. So you can kind of tell, depending on where you're at, prices vary quite a bit, but out here is definitely gonna be your best deal currently for this home. So keep that in mind. It's always more convenient from California. So just let us know, you know, depending on price or maybe where you're coming from, we got a lot of great options with Lennar or other builders. That's what's great about us. Just to remind you, we don't work for Lennar, we work for HomeSmart. So we're independent agents as far as we can show you all the different builders, we can show you resale. If you're looking to sell a home, don't shy away from calling us. We'd love to meet you at your house, see, you know, maybe what you've done to your house, maybe give you some tips to get ready to sell, give you an evaluation of what it is gonna sell for, get it on the market. As Lou already said, we're agents that we're straightforward. We don't like to give a lot of fluff. So if we do meet you and sell your home, we're gonna give you a realistic price. We're not gonna just overshoot the home price just so we can get the listing. You know, if you're someone that doesn't like that, maybe we're not the team for you, but otherwise definitely give us a call. Whether you're looking now or maybe in 6 months, connect with us, set up a Zoom call below. That way we can get a feel for what you're looking for, get the ball rolling. But thanks again for tuning in. We'd love to hear from you. We love meeting all different kinds of people. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.